Meal kits often market themselves as an easy meal prep solution, but often disappoint with complicated, overlong recipes that aren't worth the effort. Fortunately, Home Chef knows that struggle and delivers fresh, delicious meal kits that respect your time. You guys, lately, I have been so freaking busy recording all of these episodes, all of these extra episodes. And when it comes to dinner time, I am wiped out and I do not have 45 minutes to an hour to cook something for myself or for anybody else. Users of leading meal kits have rated Home Chef number one in quality, convenience, value, taste, and recipe ease. This is what I'm talking about. Easy recipes. So, whether you prefer the classic meal kits with the pre portioned ingredients, which I like, but lately they've also got these quick 30-minute recipes, which is saving my life. They also have oven ready options, which are another lifesaver. They have microwave meals, or they have a dedicated family menu that is, if you've got little kids, sometimes you need to get something different. Home Chef has everything you and your family needs for those hassle-free, delicious dinners. Home Chef has over 30 options a week and serves a variety of dietary needs. Plus, we love this, it's economical. Home Chef customers save an average of $86 a month on groceries. That's a lot of money. And when meal planning ends up being on the back burner, check out Home Chef's new 5-ingredient meals that simplify prep with super easy recipe steps using 5 fresh pre-portioned ingredients. Y'all, you can get in the kitchen, you can pull it out of the fridge, you can prep it in 10 minutes, pop it in the oven, and you've got dinner on the table and everybody's happy, okay? For a limited time, Home Chef is offering my listeners 18 free meals plus free dessert for life and, of course, free shipping on your first box. Go to homechef.com/pinkshade. That's homechef.com/pinkshade for 18 free meals and free dessert for life. Homechef.com/pinkshade. Must be an active subscriber to receive free dessert. Today's podcast is sponsored by Ro. Do you want the fastest working GLP-1s for half the list price? Yes, Ro has got you. Ro is now offering FDA-approved weight loss vials for half the list price of those auto-injector pens without implying the insurance or the saving cards. Oh, that is such a nightmare, you guys. I've been doing the GLP-1s for about 2 years, and I really wish I would have started with Ro because you don't have to deal with all those insurance cards, all that, going to the doctor's office, all that stuff. It is so much easier. And if you're prescribed the GLP-1s, you will lose 15% of your weight on average in a year. The formula from Eli Lilly hits not one, but 2 hormones to curb hunger and less nausea. That's super important too. If you're prone to nausea like I am, this putting the hormones in that curb the hunger and the nausea is key, in my opinion. Ro is weight loss faster, confidence higher, and price cheaper, which to me is win-win-win. You can join the over 385,000 people who have already chosen Ro to access their GLP-1s. So you can go to ro.co/pinkshade to see if you qualify. That's ro.co/pinkshade to see if you qualify. Go to ro.co/safety for boxed warning and full safety information about GLP-1 medications. 15% weight loss is based on a study in non-diabetics with obesity or with overweight people with a weight-related conditions on 5 milligrams of medication and when paired with diet and exercise. Half the list price when compared to auto-injector pens and when paying cash without applying insurance or saving cards. Go to ro.co/pinkshade to see if you qualified. That's ro.co/pinkshade to see if you qualify. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Pink Shade. It's Tuesday. It's TLC Tuesday. I'm here with my girl, Kimberly. We've been talking a lot. We talked today about the Baldwins already. I hope you guys are following that coverage over on Pink Shade Prime. Listen, we don't care. We like it.
We're not embarrassed anymore.
No.
We're loud and proud.
We like it. We think it's got depth.
Mm-hmm.
We think it's got children that need help,
picking their noses and needing therapy. And Alec has some bags under his eyes,
and he needs, speaking of somebody who needs some help, he needs a lot of help. And I gotta say, I think it takes a special woman to be married to him.
Yeah, but I also think it takes a special man to be married to how you say her.
I agree. I think they're a good match.
Maybe they're meant for each other. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Yeah, interesting. Well, listen, we're not here to talk about that, but I also had somebody else. I told you earlier today when we recorded the Baldwins that somebody wrote me and said that they had become a convert. And I just had somebody else write me today to say, okay, I'm watching it just for your recaps and I'm falling under the spell. I like it.
Yes. Bringing people over to the dark side one by one.
One by one. One
Critics
by
be
one.
damned.
Just like Lori and Chad Daybell, one by one. They only got to about 6 people in their cult, and
Yeah, they
then
had,
they
but
killed quite a few.
144,000 might have been too big. They might have
Yeah.
overshot that.
Hmm.
And so you got to set your sights smaller, I think. So if we convert 10 people to the Baldwins, I'll be happy.
Okay. Um, Speaking of Lori Daybell, you and I have not discussed this at all. I
No.
was on a girls' trip this weekend, and people were getting drunk and playing cards. And you know what I did? I went downstairs and watched Dateline while everybody else had fun on the girls' trip. I was like, you know what? These drunk people are driving me nuts.
Yeah,
I don't like to play cards. What I do like to do is watch Dateline. So I went and sat in my bed. Um,
I love that. That's called what we call self-care.
Yeah, oh, totally. Because I was like, I know that when I get home, I'm never going to have time to watch it because I'm doing all this Love is Blind and Temptation Island and 90 Day. I had so many other like work shows I had to watch. So I went and did that. And I'm glad I did because boy, oh boy, is she crazy or is she pretending to be crazy? What?
Um, I think there's I think she's crazy.
Yeah.
I think
But,
she's crazy.
but a lot of it's put on, don't you think?
For sure. I think she
Mhm.
thinks she was charming Keith and like flirting with him almost.
She was definitely flirting. Yeah.
And it made me real uncomfortable how many times she called him Keith. You
That's
know,
weird.
Keith? I thought we were going to be friends, Keith.
Oh, that's how
Um,
you're going to start it off, Keith?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of wordplay and a lot of semantics going on when he would ask her a direct question. It was, "Were you there? Where is there?
Hmm.
Was I there? Where is the like the cat in the hat?" Like
Uh-huh. Yes.
it
Yes.
was ridiculous. And what is there anyway? Why are we assigning places names? Why do we, like
Mhm.
just answer the freaking question, Lori, were you there? And
Were you
he,
there when your children were dismembered and put into a burn pile? You
yeah,
know?
he had the patience of a saint, Keith. He could have as many children as Hilaria and Alec have. Like he would be fine in that house because if you can deal with one Lori Vallow equals 15 unruly children who keep asking you, "What is this? What is this? Why is this? Why is the sky blue? Why is it?" That's Lori Vallow.
But
And
here's the thing, don't you think she was happy to be out of her cell talking to
yes,
somebody?
and I think she thought if I continue this, maybe I'll do more of these and I'll always be on TV and I'll get all this attention. I'll never
Mhm.
have to be in my cell. But he only had 90 minutes and you did not answer a single question in that 90 minutes. You instead told him your birth story and why Doritos are called Doritos. Like she was just pontificating on like the most random things. He's like, just answer the question.
Yeah.
Did you did he say this? Did you hear him say this? Were you there when it happened? It was very much like, well, I haven't seen if the earth is round or flat, so I can't
Yeah.
say.
She did a lot of like, did you say that? Did you hear me say that? He goes,
Yeah.
you're on video saying it.
Well, how do you know that video is real? The media can make up anything. They can trick you. They can
I
okay.
was waiting for Keith to be like, remember when I went on your honeymoon with you in Hawaii? Because does she know he was tracking her in that Jeep?
Yeah. I don't know. Yes, I think she's watched every Dateline about herself. Yeah. I think she makes all the cellmates watch it with her.
And so
Um,
when this came out, do you think she's like, you guys,
I did
Wednesday,
great.
Friday
Keith
night, you can't wait for you to watch me?
Keith and I were bonding. He totally loved me, and I was really charming. I think she's so delusional because I don't know one person who was not like metaphorically screaming or literally screaming at
Yeah.
their TVs. It was brutal. Also brutal, those painted on eyebrows.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, you got to do what you got to do in prison. So it's coffee grounds, probably, is what that was.
mhm. I call it the Uncle Leo, from when Uncle Leo's eyebrows got burned off on Seinfeld and Elaine drew them on with a Sharpie. And
Yeah.
it made
Yeah.
him look very angry. And I actually did them during our recording to make Katie laugh. And so that will be on our Patreon. We never do video, but we've
Yeah.
recorded ourselves and we're putting it up on Patreon. So
I'm so
you're
excited.
going to see some good eyebrows. Yeah.
Are they like that for the whole episode?
No, just like half the end
Okay.
half.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I say it might.
And then we were trying to have a serious conversation afterward about taxes.
Yeah.
Like after off the air, we were just like talking about our tax plan. And I had these, yeah.
What did you draw them on with, or did you like stick them on?
No, if I had access to stick them on some
Yeah.
sort of, like I should have cut some out on cardboard, like
Yeah.
construction paper or something, and
Yeah.
then taped them on. No, I just drew them on with an eyebrow pencil.
Like real dark.
Real dark, but real, like the shape was questionable. There was one side was drooping and drooping down onto my cheek,
Oh.
and the other was very high. Like I was like, like I have never had Botox, and then my eyebrows can go all the way up. So
Oh.
they were lopsided.
Okay. All right. Well, I can't
My
wait.
normal eyebrow.
Okay. Well, I can't wait to hear your
And
episode
Katie
just in
just stopped
general.
looking at me because she was laughing. So the rest of the episode, she was like looking off to the side, like you do if you're talking to someone who has like a booger hanging out of their nose, and you're just like looking slightly askew, so you don't look at it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. That happens with me sometimes if people have like something in their teeth or they've eaten something and it sticks on their lip.
Yeah.
I love when like sometimes my husband will do that and I'll be like, you have I'll tell him. He'll go, I don't care. I'm like, well, get it off because it's
How do you
bothering
not
me.
care? Yeah.
Dude, we're in public or not. We're in our house. Stop.
Yeah,
Ugh.
but you still shouldn't want to impress me because I'm your
Right.
wife.
That's right. Every
Yeah,
day.
you're not tooting in front of him. I know you're not.
No,
Because
never. Not once.
yeah.
Never.
Mhm. You're not one
No.
of the see, Mary Payne knows how to keep the romance alive.
That's right.
You don't toot. You don't poop.
No.
Mm-mm.
No. No.
And you keep the spinach out of your teeth.
That's right. It's a constant one of these in our house. Do I have food in my teeth? Do I have food in my teeth? Yeah. All right. Well, that was a sidebar, but I did want to talk to you about that Lori Vallow Daybell. And I was saying to all the girls on the girls trip, you guys, I'm sorry. I think I'm gonna have to go watch this Lori Vallow Daybell thing. And they're like, what's that? Who's that? I go,
Oh my
remember
God.
the person in Idaho that like killed her kids and she was in a cult and then like she killed her husband and they killed his wife and then she had her brother killing all of it. And they're like, wait, what's the story? And I was like, no, I'm not telling it to you. It's too
No,
long.
I can't. I can't. It's like describing the plot of like a action movie to my mom. It's too much.
And then they wanted to discuss Karen Reed. And I was like, I don't want to have this conversation with you drunk people.
No.
Just check me
I
tomorrow.
cannot go over the intricacies
Yeah.
of the case with you when you're like this.
No. And I just saw today, too, that the DA said that he does not think the Menendez brothers should get a new sentencing.
He did?
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, no.
So I think they're in there for
That's
a while.
bummer.
Yeah.
God.
They're stuck there, guys.
That sucks.
Well, does it? I don't know.
I think
I personally think that Eric should be left out and Lyle maybe could use a little more cooking in there. I do. Just a little bit longer. Today's podcast is sponsored by Roe. Do you want the fastest working GLP-1s for half the list price? Yes, Roe has got you. Roe is now offering FDA-approved weight loss vials for half the list price of those auto-injector pens without implying the insurance or the saving cards. Oh, that is such a nightmare, you guys. I've been doing the GLP-1s for about 2 years, and I really wish I would have started with Roe because you don't have to deal with all those insurance cards, all that, going to the doctor's office, all that stuff. It is so much easier. And if you're prescribed the GLP-1s, you will lose 15% of your weight on average in a year. The formula from Eli Lilly hits not one, but two hormones to curb hunger and less nausea. That's super important too. If you're prone to nausea like I am, this putting the hormones in that curb the hunger and the nausea is key, in my opinion. Row is weight loss faster, confidence higher, and price cheaper, which to me is win win win. You can join the over 385,000 people who have already chosen Row to access their GLP 1s. So you can go to row.co/pinkshade to see if you qualify. That's ro.co/pinkshade to see if you qualify. Go to row.co/safety for boxed warning and full safety information about GLP-1 medications. 15% weight loss is based on a study in non-diabetics with obesity or with overweight people with a weight-related conditions on 5 milligrams of medication and when paired with diet and exercise. Half the list price when compared to auto-injector pens and when paying cash without applying insurance or saving cards. Go to row.co/pinkshade to see if you qualified. That's ro.co/pinkshade to see if you qualify. Meal kits often market themselves as an easy meal prep solution, but often disappoint with complicated, overlong recipes that aren't worth the effort. Fortunately, Home Chef knows that struggle and delivers fresh, delicious meal kits that respect your time. You guys, lately, I have been so freaking busy recording all of these episodes, all of these extra episodes. When it comes to dinner time, I am wiped out and I do not have 45 minutes to an hour to cook something for myself or for anybody else. Users of leading meal kits have rated Home Chef #1 in quality, convenience, value, taste, and recipe ease. This is what I'm talking about. Easy recipes. So whether you prefer the classic meal kits with the pre-portioned ingredients, which I like, but lately they've also got these quick 30-minute recipes, which is saving my life. They also have oven-ready options, which are another lifesaver. They have microwave meals, or they have a dedicated family menu that is, if you've got little kids, sometimes you need to get something different. Home Chef has everything you and your family needs for those hassle-free, delicious dinners. Home Chef has over 30 options a week and serves a variety of dietary needs. Plus, we love this, it's economical. Home Chef customers save an average of $86 a month on groceries. That's a lot of money. And when meal planning ends up being on the back burner, check out Home Chef's new 5-ingredient meals that simplify prep with super easy recipe steps using 5 fresh pre-portioned ingredients. Y'all, you can get in the kitchen, you can pull it out of the fridge, you can prep it in 10 minutes, pop it in the oven, and you've got dinner on the table and everybody's happy, okay? For a limited time, Home Chef is offering my listeners 18 free meals plus free dessert for life and, of course, free shipping on your first box. Go to homechef.com/pinkshade. That's homechef.com/pinkshade for 18 free meals and free dessert for life. Homechef.com/pinkshade. Must be an active subscriber to receive free dessert. Okay. Let's get into this. 90 Day Fiance, season 11, episode 4. Love is the absence of judgment.
No, because they're all judging each other. They're judging their partners. We are judging them. And we love it.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to look this up.
I love judging.
It's the quote by the Dalai Lama.
Well, I think this was a miss from him. I disagree.
I think sometimes you need to judge the person you're with to set them straight.
Yeah. Get it? Yeah. Don't we want them to be better?
Don't y'all want you not to have food on your face when we're talking? Yeah.
We're trying to improve you.
I didn't warn you, but we are going to start with Mark and Mina and Martini Pat and apparently Cupcake Pat, who I missed completely.
Yeah. So.
Sorry, I didn't warn you.
It's fine. I just got to scroll. Okay. So she's pissed. It's the next morning after their hot tub debacle. And
she looked hungover, don't you think?
For sure. Because she was wasted. She was wine wasted in that hot tub. And that's part of why she was so pissy. Or maybe that's just her personality. I think it's just her personality to come after his daughter and call her a snake. So he apologizes. Not sure why. I don't think he did anything wrong.
Right. I don't either.
She called his daughter a snake. Not nice. and misinterpreted what he was saying, but whatever. He brings her a cappuccino. She doesn't like it because it's not from Paris. And so he says, I'm gonna make it up to you. I'm gonna invite some friends over. Some neighbors are gonna come over, and you're gonna love these people. They are all above 80 years old and white, but you're gonna don't have fashion sense, but you're gonna love them.
You got so much in common with these people.
Yeah.
These are your new best friends. Get a
Your
load
new
of this.
besties.
Yeah.
So he grills some burgers outside. It's also like raining, like drizzling kind of
Yeah.
the whole episode. And so she's just freezing. And these neighbors come over. First of all, very cute. Cupcake Pat is what her name was on the screen. It was like Kyle and Cupcake Pat. And
did I
you're
miss
thinking,
that?
what?
How
And
did
then
I miss that Cupcake
she
Pat?
has, I missed it too until Pillow Talk pointed it out. So she comes over with American flag cupcakes. Not really, they were chocolate and vanilla, but they had American flags poking out of them. It's not like she painted with icing, but still very thoughtful. And Mina's like, oh, okay. She's not eating those box cupcakes. You know, she's not. And also all the neighbors come over and she's like, wow, I just thought there would be someone my age. These people are all older than Mark. Mark is the youngest one here, and they're all 30 years older than her. And she's like, are there no children in this neighborhood? Maybe some of them have like grandkids that visit, because who is Maria supposed to play with? Right. And but there's this one older lady named Martini Pat, which is now not why we know Cupcake Pat, because there's two Pats, so they have nicknames.
Which Pat would you rather be?
Well, I don't drink, so I would rather hang out with Cupcake Pat, but I'm not really a desserts person. So if we could get a guacamole Pat or a potato chip Pat, I would rather hang out with her.
Me too. I'm more of a potato
Pat.
Yeah, me too. I'm a potato chip and French onion dip kind of girl.
Yeah. So this lady, Martini Pat, is drinking a martini. She has like lipstick. She has her hair done. She has a little bit of leopard print on. And Mina thinks she has great style. And I was like, really?
Okay.
I mean, it looked cute. She was definitely a stylish older woman, but I would not think that Mina from Paris would think that her style was like legitimately stylish. But
Listen,
at least
maybe Mina doesn't have true Parisian style either. We don't know yet.
She could be a wannabe Parisian who's just like on the fringes of Parisian society.
Could be.
We don't know. So she's not like at Fashion Week or something.
Or is she? We don't know.
We don't know. She brags a lot that she has all these rich men treating her like a princess, but we don't really know what her lifestyle was. She just was at some restaurant when Mark met her. We don't even know if she was working there, drinking there, on a date there.
Looking for a rich man there. We don't know.
Looking for a rich man there. We still don't know if she had a job before, right?
No. Or what she plans to do here. Yeah.
Yeah. So Martini Pat is like, look, I'm not a woods gal either. I did not want to move to the woods, but I married a pilot, and sometimes you got to do that. And Mina says, I'm used to Paris, and you walk outside with a stroller, and it's, you see the Eiffel Tower, and here there's no place for a stroller. And I was like, you're on like a huge driveway. Like they are in like a residential neighborhood, even though there is a grass runway that they're off of. There are, like, I think I saw asphalt. They're standing on asphalt. So there's somewhere you could.
Maybe she just wants to go out and be like on a city street, like in New York. On a city street.
And then Martini Pat says, well, I have a stroller for my dogs. We can walk together. And
I love that.
And I was like, okay, Mina made a friend. And then Martini Pat says, you know what? You'll get other interests. You can garden. You can get a dog. The ladies in this neighborhood, they knit and they crochet. I like a martini personally. Like she's a hoot. But Mina's like, I like Martini Pat, but I don't want a dog. I don't want to crochet. I don't want to garden. I'm not retired. And again,
Right.
we say, what was your job?
Right.
What are
What are
you
you
not
going
retired from?
Right.
So she
Good
tells the
point.
ladies, she's like, I mean, I don't know. She starts to talk to the other ladies about how she wants another baby. But Mark says he needs authorization from Jordan, and which is not at all what he said. He did not say he needed to get prior authorization from Jordan before he
No.
impregnated her again. And so they say, well, Jordan and Mark are very close. And she says, well, it's my decision, not hers, which is true. And they say, well, Mark is a people pleaser. They go deep with this. They have already discussed Mark. They
Oh,
know
yeah.
all of his foibles. They are gossip queens. They are like, we've already analyzed him. We've talked about him to our therapist. Mark is a people pleaser. And in reality, this is the real world. Someone wins and someone loses. So if you have a baby, Jordan loses. If you don't have a baby, Jordan wins. Which is not what they should be
No,
saying. They should
no.
be saying there is a compromise and maybe Jordan will get on board. You just have to give it some time and you could become friends with her and then you could both win. But
Right.
instead, they're like, this is the real world, honey. Everyone either wins or loses. And
Yeah, they should. That was the wrong.
it was
'Cause
very strange. And they
yeah.
go, but Mark is a people pleaser and he will want everyone to win. And
It's
so
interesting when all the people first arrived and they were literally like, "We didn't believe you that she existed."
yeah,
He's
I
like,
mean,
"Here she is, and here's
there
my
she is,
child."
and a
Yeah.
baby.
Mhm.
And Mina says, I think it's absurd that Jordan and I have to get along, and I don't like this. And I think I made a mistake coming here. So the next day, they wake up in bed together and they're teaching Maria animal noises like rawr, who says rawr, grawr, like a tiger. And then he goes, that's like you last night. I love
Ew.
the tiger. Okay.
Ew.
So they finally got to have sex.
Mhm.
And she's like, we had a good time last night in the bed. And then he just goes, we had good sex last night.
We
And
get it.
we
We
get
get
it.
it.
And she goes, your mommy's watching this. And he says, she's an adult. It's fine. She'll be, yeah. Also, he's 60. So she'll be proud of him. Be like, good for you. So I
How
don't
old
think she
is
cares.
how old is mommy? Like
How old is
80?
mommy? Mommy's like
Yeah.
90. So
Mhm.
I don't know if she can even hear the show. I'm just
Yep.
kidding. I'm sure she's
Wow.
young and spry.
Mhm.
So she can't get her cable to work. This is like my mom trying to figure out what channel TLC is.
Yeah.
So
Right.
they are going to go on a hike and she's tired because she's like, you didn't leave me alone last night. You're just coming at me. And he's like, well, that's your fault with your sexy body. Can we get
We
it?
don't need any of this.
No, and they're
Yeah.
laughing about how he's always pestering her for sex no matter what she's wearing. Like she can be wearing pajamas and he's like, it doesn't matter. He's
Okay,
a
great.
horny old guy. So they go to the woods in the car. They put Maria in this huge backpack with a rain covering.
Mhm.
Again, I was like, he's almost 60. I
Mhm.
was worried for his back. He looks like he's hiking the Appalachian Trail.
Right. This
And
wasn't necessary. Today it's raining. We're not going to do this. We'll wait for a different day.
just wait until it's not raining.
Yeah.
Maybe it's always like kind of drizzling there in the woods. I don't
Mm.
know. But maybe then don't go hiking.
Or don't
And
live there.
well, I mean, I love being outdoors in nature and I don't like being around that many people too. So I would be fine there, but
Mhm.
yeah, she shouldn't live here. This is
I was worried a bear was going to get them.
She's so worried about the bears too because he
Me
told her
too.
that story about the bear on the first
Yeah.
day.
Me too.
So they put Mina in this backpack and they're like hiking in full on into the woods, like to grandmother's house and she's like, I thought picnicking would be like in Paris where you go to the Louvre or you go to a garden with like a chic vintage bag. I don't like hiking. I don't know why he thinks I like hiking. I don't care about nature. I don't know why we're doing this.
Okay. It's going to be a fun day.
Great
Mhm.
attitude. You said you were going to try. Great job.
Yeah.
Also, why is he doing this when she is not that type of girl and doesn't want to do it?
It's the same reason when I got
Take her to the
engaged.
mall.
Same
She
reason when I
wants
got
to
engaged, my husband made me go on a hike. And at the end of the hike, we got engaged and I was furious.
I'm sweaty. I am stung by insects. I hate it. I have
I'm
sunscreen
in
in my eye.
I'm in shorts. I'm wearing Birkenstocks. This is not the way I envisioned it. Yeah.
You know me at all.
Yeah.
So I thought it was very nice. It's very peaceful. They're on the water, like by a little lake. However,
Yeah.
it is drizzling and freezing, and the trees are fairly barren because it's like fall or
Yeah.
winter. And I mean, it's not snowing, but it's like looks brisk.
Hmm.
And so they're like having a little picnic, and then he brings up how stressed he is about Jordan and Mina, and he says, I don't want drama at the wedding. And this bitch says, is it possible she does not come?
Yeah. Probably that's not going to be possible, girl. I
No.
don't
And
I
he
don't have
goes,
high hopes for them. I got to tell you.
I don't like her attitude, and
Mm-mm.
I don't know if I think he's delusional.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
he's like, she's my daughter, so I would like her to come to our wedding, you know?
Mhm.
And he says, maybe you can talk to Jordan. And she's like, why do I have to talk to her? She's not my daughter. You talk to her. Well, she's going to be your stepdaughter and part of your family. So maybe have a better attitude.
Well, it's just like, then he should say, then why do I have to talk to Clayton?
Yeah.
See how that
Yeah.
feels. Yeah.
So he says, you know what? Jordan just wants to be reassured that you aren't using me. And she goes, what am I using you for? Like I gave up the Eiffel Tower and croissants to be and my friends for a green card?
She acts like she lives in the Eiffel Tower. She's
I know.
mentioned it a lot. You just
I
see
know.
it sometimes.
She acts like she's like Madeline. Madeline, like just like trotting around with a little dog and a turtle on a leash and like like living at the Ritz-Carlton. Like what is happening?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she does.
So she's like Kim Kardashian. Oh, she got robbed when she was in Paris. I
Oh,
shouldn't have
well.
said that.
Yeah.
So I do not know again what her life is like. I really wish we were getting some. Is she a faker? I need to know.
The
So
Reddit will tell us.
the Reddit will tell us. So he's like, please just talk to her. And she says, okay, I'll try. Which again, it feels like she's saying she'll try a lot, but I don't know if she's actually trying. But
She's just trying to bully him to move into a city and never speak to his daughter again and have another baby.
That's what she would be happy with. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So he says, am I sending her into a hornet's nest to talk to my daughter? Yes. Is it a bad idea? Yes. So people on this show just love to do things that they know are bad ideas.
And it looks like from the previews, it doesn't go well.
No.
Meal kits often market themselves as an easy meal prep solution, but often disappoint with complicated, overlong recipes that aren't worth the effort. Fortunately, Home Chef knows that struggle and delivers fresh, delicious meal kits that respect your time. You guys, lately, I have been so freaking busy recording all of these episodes, all of these extra episodes. And when it comes to dinner time, I am wiped out and I do not have 45 minutes to an hour to cook something for myself or for anybody else. Users of leading meal kits have rated Home Chef #1 in quality, convenience, value, taste, and recipe ease. This is what I'm talking about. Easy recipes. So whether you prefer the classic meal kits with the pre-portioned ingredients, which I like, but lately they've also got these quick 30-minute recipes, which is saving my life. They also have oven-ready options, which are another lifesaver. They have microwave meals, or they have a dedicated family menu that is, if you've got little kids, sometimes you need to get something different. Home Chef has everything you and your family needs for those hassle-free, delicious dinners. Home Chef has over 30 options a week and serves a variety of dietary needs. Plus, we love this, it's economical. Home Chef customers save an average of $86 a month on groceries. That's a lot of money. And when meal planning ends up being on the back burner, check out Home Chef's new 5-ingredient meals that simplify prep with super easy recipe steps using 5 fresh pre-portioned ingredients. Y'all, you can get in the kitchen, you can pull it out of the fridge, you can prep it in 10 minutes, pop it in the oven, and you've got dinner on the table and everybody's happy, okay? For a limited time, Home Chef is offering my listeners 18 free meals plus free dessert for life and, of course, free shipping on your first box. Go to homechef.com/pinkshade. That's homechef.com/pinkshade for 18 free meals and free dessert for life. Homechef.com/pinkshade. Must be an active subscriber to receive free dessert. When I think about women who have inspired my makeup look, I think of people like Jennifer Aniston or even like Selena Gomez or Halle Berry. It's sort of a no makeup look for me. It's effortless and easy and not too overdone. That is my look. For over 10 years, Thrive Cosmetics has celebrated the strength and beauty of the women who inspire us most. But it's not just about makeup. It's a commitment to becoming your best self, to thrive in every moment, and to empower others to do the same. Thrive Cosmetics beauty products are certified 100% vegan and cruelty-free. They are made with clean, skin-loving ingredients, high performance and trademark formulas, and uncompromising standards. Did you know that for every product purchased, Thrive Cosmetics donates products and funds to help communities thrive? You guys, in January, Thrive Cosmetics donated 100% of their net proceeds to support wildfire relief in Los Angeles. They raised an incredible $500,000 in one day to donate to the wildfire crisis in LA. You guys, that helped a lot of people. That's amazing. I love all the Thrive products. I love the mascara, but lately what I'm really digging is the Brilliant Eye Brightener. So it's an eyeshadow highlighter stick made to brighten and open your eyes, which will give you like an eye lift. You can apply it to the inner corner of your eyes. That's what I do to look rested and effortless. Some people use it like right on the eye for a daytime glow, or if you get one of the darker shades, you can use it like a smoky eye look. It has a foolproof formula that makes it very easy to apply because I can do it. And they've got 28 shades. So I like the brightener to put it right in the corner of the eye to make your eye open up. But other people can use like a metallic shade for an eyeshadow. And it's very creamy. It just goes on so nice. So celebrate the women in your life with Thrive Cosmetics. It's luxury beauty that gives back. Right now, you can get an exclusive 20% off your first order at thrivecosmetics.com/pinkshade. Okay. Go to Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/pinkshade to get 20% off your first order. Okay, let us move on to Sean and Aaliyah. So new to this season, but we've seen them before.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be saying these pronouns as they are saying them as we go, because Aaliyah used to be Douglas. Aaliyah is a transgender woman.
Mm-hmm.
We love Aaliyah.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you this. So remember when we saw them on Before the 90,
Mm-hmm.
and she talked a lot about wanting to get various surgeries to make herself look more feminine. The first one
Yeah.
she wanted to do was shave down her brow bone so she didn't have a prominent brow, which
Mm-hmm.
is more for males and females. And I do think she did it because first of all, she's so beautiful, so beautiful,
Stunning.
like just naturally beautiful.
Yeah.
And so I do think, because when she was turning to the side, I noticed it. That's number one. And maybe she'll talk about it. Because she was saying last time she wanted to get a Brazilian butt lift. I was like, your butt's
You
already
do
so
not need
perfect.
that. Your
So
butt
perfect.
is perfect.
Perfect. All right. So we open with some foreshadowing, to which I rewound to see what I had missed. And
they think we're smarter than we are.
I was like, no, I need this to say, I need
In
this
the
to tell
future.
me in the future. So
Yeah, or something. Yeah.
I did rewind
Here
it.
is what we will show you later on in the season, you dopes. Okay,
That
thank you,
perfect.
Matt Sharp.
That
Thank
would
you.
be perfect. So they didn't do that, so it took me a second. So it's foreshadowing, guys. It's foreshadowing. What we get is, no, it's not even foreshadowing. It's showing us what's coming.
Yeah.
It's not
It's
shadowing.
a preview for
The end of the season.
Yeah.
Okay, so 7 months from now or whatever. By then, we would have totally forgotten about this, and we will definitely be having a conversation. We're like, remember they showed us this? Oh, they did. That was in the 4th episode. We will completely forget it, guys. Mark my words. So it says day after wedding date. And Sean is saying to Aaliyah, how can you do this to me after everything I've done for you? I sat there waiting in 104 temperature degrees, dripping sweat until there was no more patience to wait. And then we see him waiting at the wedding venue with a full group of people, like in the audience waiting.
Uh-huh.
And she says, well, I understand how you're feeling, but I felt frozen inside and I felt like everything was falling apart. So the talking head, she cries a little and she says, I am here. I should be happy living my fairy tale, but I'm here in this country and I don't have anyone. I just dreamt about this all different. And now everything is uncertain.
Those dogs are going nuts.
I just muted it in case, because I think Anna just got home. So in a second, Anna will walk in the door and they'll be happy.
So do you think she fully left him at the altar, or do you think it's a Matt Sharp fake out and she did have cold feet, but then she shows up later? Or
it could be that,
or they get married like on a second makeup day.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think that maybe it is a fake out of she didn't come to the altar. He walked away, because you could hear he walked away going like, this is ridiculous. Grumble, grumble, old man. He walks away. So maybe she like came later but he's like, the fact that you did that makes me think you didn't actually want to marry me.
Yeah.
But we don't know. Again, 20 episodes from now, we'll be like, what happened? We can't remember. So she says everything is uncertain. Everything will be uncertain if you don't get married, because you'll have to go back.
Yeah.
You know? So 3 months earlier. Okay, so now we've rewound 90 days. We see her trying on her wedding dress in Brazil, and she puts it on and she cries and everybody oohs and ahs. She said, of course, she always dreamed about being able to get married and wear a dress like this. And somebody in the store says, oh, so what's going to happen? Are you going to live here? And she says, no, I'm moving to Hollywood to be with Sean. When people say that, they automatically think, I'm going to be in pictures, kid. Like that.
Sound like a fairy tale type thing. Yeah.
Talking head, Aaliyah says, when she was a little boy, she was always looking around at the little girls and wondering, why am I not like them? Because I feel like them. And then she realized, as she got older, that she was a trans woman. And as a teenager, she represented herself as a gay boy. But then she kept getting more feminine until it all came together. And then she fully became and changed her name to Aaliyah. Okay. We see Sean's house. A listener sent me the listing of it, by the way. It's for rent right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's
so
for
I don't
rent right now.
Yeah. So I don't know why it's for rent right now, but it's got the Barbra Streisand dress, everything in it.
Yeah.
It seems kind of risky if it's like millions of dollars worth of collectibles in there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. He tells us about his career as a hairdresser in Hollywood for 35 years. We see all the pictures of all the celebrities he's worked with. He shows us his Barbra Streisand dress, and he says it's from some movie. He loves to go to old Hollywood auctions. And, one day his kids will be grateful for it because it'll be millions of dollars. So I was thinking, like, when I was seeing that he had a couple of those dresses, I was like, ooh, I bet Katie would love that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she'd be into it.
He said Charlie Chaplin owned that house, but I know somebody else who lives in a house that Charlie Chaplin owned. So did Charlie Chaplin own multiple houses, perhaps?
Probably. He was the star of anyway, he said it was alleged, but he didn't know.
Yeah.
The house is really cute though. So
yeah, it's nice.
He met
How much is it renting for?
It was like $6,000 a month.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. He met his first wife in beauty school, and he knew they would have more kids. He knew when he met her that they would get married and have kids. The relationship was really good. Actually, they had 3 kids. They were married for 14 years. They went their separate ways. They're still friends. Now, when they show the 3 kids, the adult kids, one of them's face is blurred out.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. And one of them was pregnant, which means he has grandchildren too.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. And since the divorce, he identifies as a gay man since the divorce. So, and I wonder if while he was married, maybe he identified as bi, but now he's identified as gay. But that's how he met Douglas.
I think he identifies as the Burger King guy.
I identify as the Burger King.
Yeah.
Don't have any disrespect on my name. Okay, so he says that's how he met Douglas. And after the pandemic, they would travel a lot to places that he could go without getting a visa or whatever. During a trip to Spain, they went to a gay pride parade, and he got Douglas like a wig and a full outfit, and he loved it so much. Aaliyah was born. Now, I think Sean had to have known already Douglas was flirting with this because I think Douglas was presenting very feminine even though he was a man, you know?
Yeah, I think he thinks like this is all his fault. Like
Right.
I opened Pandora's box and I
Right.
turned him trans. No,
Mm,
you can't do that. That's
no.
it was already there.
It was he just
Wasn't
helped fully realize it. I don't think Douglas had gone so far as to like try on wigs or maybe fully dress as a woman.
no, but
But
maybe
once
in
he,
secret had tried a few
yeah,
things. I don't know. But
yeah. So he says Douglas has applied for the K-1 visa, but it's all changed now because there's no more Douglas. And he says, I met someone and fell in love with someone, and that person died. And now we have 90 days to figure it out. So,
now in their previous seasons, it was an issue that he fell for a man and that man was now a woman. That was an issue. But a bigger issue seemed to be that as Douglas was very meek and
mhm,
submissive and
very
didn't
sweet.
care, very sweet, didn't care about material possessions.
Mhm,
And he thinks Aaliyah is just out there and showy and very much into buy me this, buy me this, buy me this. And he said he almost preferred Douglas, who and Aaliyah was like, well, I'm never going back to being a submissive person, and you shouldn't want me to be a submissive person. You should want me to like be myself and be
yeah,
powerful and all of that. So that was very tricky.
it's very tricky. There's a lot of things here that are very tricky.
Yeah, and I think he liked like the power dynamic they had before
Of
because
course.
Douglas was just going along with everything and like now Aaliyah's standing in their power as but he didn't really like that. He felt like I
Yeah,
fell for this guy I could, he would do
control.
whatever I wanted. Yeah.
Control, yeah. So let's just because, I can't do math, so let's just look it up here.
And there's a
60
huge age difference.
62 minus 25 is 37 years age difference.
Wow.
He was 37 and probably had 3 children when Douglas Aaliyah was born.
Yeah.
Okay,
So you have like several power dynamics going on. He has a
several.
lot more money than she does. He's a lot older than she does, and she'll be new to this country and not know anyone and not be able to work or do anything.
Right,
And he's
right.
super established in LA and like there's weird dynamics in LA anyways. This is just could be really, really hard.
Yeah,
And it looks like from the preview that she's not happy here. So
yeah, yeah. So Aaliyah goes to meet with her friend Vincenzo. I don't know how to say it. And she's saying they're on the beach, in Rio. And Vincenzo is like, "Aren't you going to miss it?" She goes, "I'll miss this, like this beautiful, beach." And she says, "I'm worried about the interview." And she says she wonders if she should go as a boy and not herself because all of her information is under Douglas. And she says, it took so many years to live as myself. So I don't know what to do. Like if I should if I should, dress like my old self,
horrible.
um, which is a hard thing to have to like face and a decision to have to make. So the talking head, Vicento says, Aaliyah is his friend. They have been friends their whole lives. So they've known each other since they were little. And sorry. And Aaliyah cries about possibly having to do this and I feel like I've been rejected my whole life. And now I finally am like being the person I want to be, but I have to go back into it, for this. So that's rough. It's rough.
It's horrible.
It's horrible.
And it's not going to be better here right now.
Not, not currently. No.
I've heard from many listeners who are having these issues with their passports now.
Really.
Yeah. Getting documents that are not their gender because now only 2 genders are recognized and it's your birth gender.
Just okay.
It's
okay.
Not good.
Not good. I agree. Okay. So, Talking Head Aaliyah says, when I transitioned to Aaliyah, I promised myself I would never go back, but I don't want to ruin my chance to be with Sean by doing this. So it's a rough position. So today is interview day. She has decided to go as herself, and she has to be herself. She has to be authentic. So she calls Sean, who is half asleep. She shows him her outfit. So it's like she's got like a kind of a black crop tank top, black flowy pants, and a pink blazer. And he goes, "You look good." She goes, "I look like a serious boss." He goes, "Yes." And he goes, "Wow, this is like the most clothing I've ever seen you wear." Which is funny. So I looked it up. I was like, what is the deal? So it's a 4-hour time difference. So LA is 4 hours behind. So it's like 8 in the morning and she's going, it's 4 a.m. in LA.
Okay. Yeah.
But he's like up to, see how it goes, which is sweet. So the talking head, she says, I have to be myself. I have to be true when telling the story about me and Sean. So if I go in there as Douglas, I'm not telling the true story. When you're doing this K1 visa, they're checking everything. They're trying to trip you up. They're trying to see, if you're scamming. So I think that's also a really good point. Like I can't go in there.
Right. This is part of our story.
This is the truth of the story. And she probably has, you have to show lots of pictures, and she probably has old pictures and new pictures. And if she's denied, it'll be very painful and she will be destroyed because it's her future and her relationship. And they've been waiting so long. And Sean made a good point, which was, if she gets in there and happens to just kind of run across the wrong person that's doing the interview that's transphobic, that could ruin the interview as well. So obviously that didn't happen because we did see that they're here. Okay.
You can't trick us, Matt Sharp.
No, we saw that wedding.
We figured out that she was in America.
Even though we couldn't figure out why you shot it that way.
Harper and Shekinah, we figured out because they were on a tell-all and he was in America. You can't trick us. You actually could very easily trick us.
We were very confused at the beginning.
Yes, we were super, super confused.
When I think about women who have inspired my makeup look, I think of people like Jennifer Aniston or even like Selena Gomez or Halle Berry. It's sort of a no makeup look for me. It's effortless and easy and not too overdone. That is my look. For over 10 years, Thrive Cosmetics has celebrated the strength and beauty of the women who inspire us most. But it's not just about makeup. It's a commitment to becoming your best self, to thrive in every moment, and to empower others to do the same. Thrive Cosmetics beauty products are certified 100% vegan and cruelty-free. They are made with clean, skin-loving ingredients, high performance and trademark formulas, and uncompromising standards. Did you know that for every product purchased, Thrive Cosmetics donates products and funds to help communities thrive? You guys, in January, Thrive Cosmetics donated 100% of their net proceeds to support wildfire relief in Los Angeles. They raised an incredible $500,000 in one day to donate to the wildfire crisis in LA. You guys, that helped a lot of people. That's amazing. I love all the Thrive products. I love the mascara, but lately what I'm really digging is the Brilliant Eye Brightener. So it's an eyeshadow highlighter stick made to brighten and open your eyes, which will give you like an eye lift. You can apply it to the inner corner of your eyes. That's what I do to look arrested and effortless. Some people use it like right on the eye for a daytime glow, or if you get one of the darker shades, you can use it like a smoky eye look. It has a foolproof formula that makes it very easy to apply because I can do it. And they've got 28 shades. So I like the brightener to put it right in the corner of the eye to make your eye open up, but other people can use like a metallic shade for an eyeshadow. And it's very creamy. It just goes on so nice. So celebrate the women in your life with Thrive Cosmetics. It's luxury beauty that gives back. Right now, you can get an exclusive 20% off your first order at thrivecosmetics.com/pinkshade. Okay. Go to Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/pinkshade to get 20% off your first order. Today's podcast is sponsored by Roe. Do you want the fastest working GLP ones for half the list price? Yes, Roe has got you. Roe is now offering FDA approved weight loss vials for half the list price of those auto injector pens without implying the insurance or the saving cards. Oh, that is such a nightmare, you guys. I've been doing the GLP ones for about 2 years, and I really wish I would have started with Roe because you don't have to deal with all those insurance cards, all that going to the doctor's office, all that stuff. It is so much easier. And if you're prescribed the GLP ones, you will lose 15% of your weight on average in a year. The formula from Eli Lilly hits not one, but two hormones to curb hunger and less nausea. That's super important too. If you're prone to nausea like I am, this putting the hormones in that curb the hunger and the nausea is key, in my opinion. Row is weight loss faster, confidence higher, and price cheaper, which to me is a win-win-win. You can join the over 385,000 people who have already chosen Row to access their GLP-1s. So you can go to row.co/pinkshade to see if you qualify. That's ro.co/pinkshade to see if you qualify. Go to row.co/safety for boxed warning and full safety information about GLP-1 medications. 15% weight loss is based on a study in non-diabetics with obesity or with overweight people with a weight-related conditions on 5 milligrams of medication and when paired with diet and exercise. Half the list price when compared to auto-injector pens and when paying cash without applying insurance or saving cards. Go to row.co/pinkshade to see if you qualified. That's ro.co/pinkshade to see if you qualify. All right, let's go to Greg and Joan. And I did get a note from a listener. I think I sent it to you that it's pronounced Islip, not Islip.
Okay.
Islip Terrace, New York. And it said it's a very expensive area and no way if he has like half of one job and half of another that he could ever afford a house.
No.
No.
So for some reason, we get a lot of lobster B-roll. I did not enjoy that. It was like someone killing and cooking a lobster. And
I was like, are we in Maine? Because I was like, what couple is in Maine? I was literally, because I'm always trying to figure out who it's going to be.
Yeah. I don't know why people play that game. And now that's so funny because on Pillow Talk, they're constantly playing that game. Who is this? Where are we? What's that music? Who's it? And I'm like, what? This is so dumb. It's like on Traders when they're like, that's a female knock. No, you don't know whose knock that is. And then you play that game. So it's real. I thought that they were just doing that for Pillow Talk. But
maybe I'm doing it because I need to know, are my fingers ready to type the notes or am I taking a little break?
That's actually so accurate. Yeah. Can I start diamond painting or do I have to pull my laptop onto my lap?
Right.
So they wake up in bed together, Greg and Joan. Greg, okay, I'm going to say something later. So he just bought a new mattress for her, which I was like, okay, good.
That's nice.
But also
he's literally probably had the same mattress since he was 3.
I know.
So that's nice. Yeah.
But also, like, did your mom knew you bought a mattress? But so why didn't you have the conversation earlier about her sleeping in your room than you had the day she arrived? But whatever.
Because he probably just said, I don't know what he said. He's lying. I think he lies.
I think he's a little bit of a liar. So he's like, this is the best feeling waking up to Joan, and I can't wait to squeeze that booty. And they're like cuddling, and then they hear his mom outside. She is mowing the lawn or like clip weed, whatever at the edges.
Weed whacking.
Yeah. And so a couple things that I mentioned last week. A, now is your time to have sex because your mom is outside and she can't hear you. B, why are you letting your mom weed whack when you live in her house for free? Maybe she likes it.
Yeah.
But whatever. Why do you open the window and wave at her?
Why is the window cracked so you can hear the weed whacking?
Yeah.
Close it so you can have sex. Yes.
And Joan is like, oh God, she's seeing me in bed with her son. Like after she knows what the mom said, she's so self-conscious.
And they stick both their heads out the window like, hey.
Hi. And he's like, hey, mom. And mom's like, you still sleeping? which is why you don't live at home at 35, because your
Right.
mom can comment on how late you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Also, the lady just flew in from Uganda. Give
Yeah.
her a break.
Yeah.
Let
We
her
don't know.
sleep in.
We don't know the time difference, but I'm sure it's quite a few hours.
I know. And they arrived very late, because when
Mhm.
they came in, the mom was like, "Oh, you're so late." So Joan is like kind of laughing about how ridiculous this is, but also like, I moved here for this, so I
Mhm.
can look like I just got caught sneaking in my boyfriend's house and he's a teenager.
Do we
And
know how old Joan is? Because I have not written it down.
she is 30, in her 30s too, I
Okay.
believe, the same age.
Okay.
So Greg says they didn't do anything last night because Joan was tired, and also she was very self-conscious about the conversation he told her about the mom and the sex. So Greg's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna need some privacy. My mom has some friends down in Florida. Maybe she'll visit them soon." Just kick her out of the house.
Right.
Just take over.
Mhm.
So Joan is like, "I feel like I have to be perfect because your mom is watching and judging, and we really need our own place." And he says, "Well, it's really expensive here. I don't know if we can afford it." So mom is cooking breakfast downstairs, and Greg goes down all excited because he loves food and breakfast, and his mom's cooking for him, and he's so
Yeah.
happy. And mom's like, "Where's Joan?" She doesn't talk like that. I don't know why I'm doing that. And
Is her name Lucille, the mom?
it's Lucille.
Yeah. Okay.
And he goes, "She's in the shower." And Lucille goes, "Again? She's in the shower again? Last night she took a shower. She showers a lot." And he goes, "Well, she takes a lot of showers." And Lucille goes, "There goes my water bill. I'm going to have to put
Wow.
a timer on there." And she's only 50, 70% kidding. She's not even kidding at all. She's literally going to put a timer on there.
I
And
think she's kidding about the timer, but I don't think she's kidding about her water bill. And by the
exactly.
way, get him out of your house.
Just get him out of your house.
Figure out a way to get
You
him out of your house.
created this monster.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he says, "Well, you know what? They don't always have hot water in Uganda. So she's used to taking cold showers." And Lucille goes, "She can jump in the pool if she wants a cold shower." Because they have like an above ground pool in the backyard.
Yeah. Just do
And
that. It's totally the same.
yeah, so she goes, "Listen, when you have your own house, then you'll see how conscious you become of your bills and your utilities."
Mhm.
And she's like, she tells us Greg brings food into the house, which is nice, but he doesn't pay rent or anything. Which
How does
also,
how does he
you're
bring food
letting
into
him.
the house? How?
I don't know.
Okay.
His bread that he makes.
I mean, yeah.
So Joan comes down and Lucille's like, "You look nice, like you're going to work, but you're not going today." Was that a dig? Like,
She's been there 12 hours.
you also know she can't work
Can't
until
work.
she gets her papers. Like, what are you
Yeah.
talking about? Was that a
Oh,
job?
yeah,
Or
I
is
think
she
it
just
was.
joking? I don't even understand. So then the dog tries to jump on Joan, and Lucille is very put off that Joan is uneasy around the dogs
Yeah.
because Joan is used to like outdoor dogs that run on the street. And then they're literally sitting outside Joan's like trying to eat breakfast. And Lucille goes, "So Gregory tells me you like to take a lot of showers."
This is wild. It's
Is this
terrible.
is that a conversation starter?
No,
Joan
it's
goes,
not.
is so embarrassed. Joan's like, yeah, I guess. And Lucille goes, "Like how many a day?" And Joan goes, like maybe 3,
Mhm.
which is a lot. That's a lot of showers.
It is.
Um, but also, Lucille, you're kind of being a bitch. And
Not kinda,
yeah.
totally.
And Lucille goes, "Are they long showers?" "No, no, I don't know." "Are they hot? Like very hot?" "No, like medium." And
Mhm.
she's like, "Cause everything runs sky high here. I can see my electric bill jumping up." This woman just arrived in your house last night.
It's so embarrassing. He should be
It's
like, "Mom, that's enough."
Mom, stop. Shut
Yeah.
up. Like, I can't tell. Are the producers egging her on? Like, bring up the showers? I don't think so. I think this is her.
I think it is, but I think also any little thing they're probably trying to, because they've seen, like, she's such a character and they can get
Mhm.
so many like funny bits out of her.
Yeah.
They're having her just lean all the way in, like, oh, whatever you would say that you normally just make it like sound worse than it is. That'll be funny. And so that's why she's doing it, I
But
think.
then poor Joan is, like, humiliated. She's
Yeah.
like, um she's so embarrassed. She's like, well, she tries to explain to us. She says, it's very hot in my country and we walk everywhere. So maybe people in America, like they have, they drive in their cars. They don't have to shower a lot. But like I shower in the morning to get ready for work. And then at night I shower. Like am I doing something wrong? Like
Yeah, because
she's
she's like,
so,
because I'm dirty from the day, so I shower
yeah.
before I get in the bed. Yeah.
Yeah. So Greg is like, okay, it's fine, mom. We'll take care of it. And Greg's like, I, she's like, just think about the water bill. And Greg goes, I thought it was free. Just like he's making jokes. He's like, just
Yeah.
like my laundry. Like I send it down the chute and then it comes back folded and clean. Like a
Miracle.
laundry fairy does it for me. And the mom's like, no, there's bills for everything. There's bills for the water. There's bills for the electric. Like she's not in on the joke. And they could have discussed all this without Joan there also.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
maybe. And so it's really awkward. And then Lucille goes, maybe you could just watch the hot water. Let it go.
Let
And
it
then
go.
she goes, and maybe help Gregory clean his room and keep his room clean. Like he's a effing teenager.
No, he
Like
doesn't. No, he doesn't need help cleaning his
he doesn't,
room.
he's a grown man.
Yeah.
And then she goes, I don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable in my house.
Oh, really?
Well, that's what you've done. You've
Yeah.
made us uncomfortable and we're not
Yeah.
even there.
Yeah.
I'm so uncomfortable. And then she goes, I hope you can afford your own place soon because that's better for a couple. Not because I hate you being here, but because it's better for you, I
I
want
hope
you
you
to
have a
be
place
happy.
that has all included
Yeah,
utilities.
utilities.
Yeah, yeah.
And so Joan just goes, I can't wait for that too. And she tells us, she's like, I am a boss
Oh,
lady. I support myself in Uganda. And now I'm being treated again like a teenager who snuck into my boyfriend's mom's house. And like,
totally.
it's horrible. And she says, I had to sacrifice a lot to be here. So I need Greg to man up and get us out of this house. So he takes Joan to the supermarket. She loves it. She's only seen the supermarket in the movies. She likes how beautiful everything is labeled. It's like
Yeah.
very organized.
She's
And
like, it says meat.
it says meat and then
Yeah.
it's all organized and it says meat. And she's like, but everything is so expensive. And she says, do you have a budget? And he's like, oh, well, we've already established that's not his thing. He like doesn't think about the future. He doesn't have a budget.
Mm-mm.
And she says, he just sees things and buys it without thinking about tomorrow. And I'm ready to make a plan. And she just needs to whip him into shape. And
Totally.
this is when he decides to tell her, I declined the state job.
I know.
So
What was the job, though? We don't know what the
we
job
just learned
was.
it was a state civil service job. We do not know what it was for. Mailman, I do not know. DMV working,
Yeah, I mean, just anything.
something.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to do it and he turned it down. And we see this flashback where he told his mom that he turned down the job and she goes, you turned down a job with a fiance coming here? Was that the smart thing to do? And he goes, probably not. Again, people on the show love to do
She's like,
absolute
the
wrong
state
thing.
of New York? You turned it down, the whole state of New York?
Yeah. So he says, I'm sorry, Joan, and I love you. And she goes, I appreciate that, but why did you turn down the job?
It doesn't
We
have
need
to
the
be
money.
forever. They just have got to get on their feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he says, well, I wanted to be able to spend time with you while you're new here. So this is the Gino excuse.
Just about to say, this is the Gino rule. Yes.
I
Okay.
need to take a full-on sabbatical from my job so that I can, drive you to the gym.
1 week wouldn't be sufficient. Yeah.
Right. And then he says the real reason. He goes, I just wasn't passionate about the job.
When this was on, I was literally like just muttering to myself because I had it on my laptop in the kitchen when I was doing something else. And I was like, oh my God, you have to take a job. Nobody's happy in their job. You just got to do what you got to do just to make that. Anna comes in and goes, who are you talking to?
Who are you talking to?
I go, this stupid guy. I'm so mad at him. Yeah.
He gives millennials a bad name. And I think there are most millennials are very smart, driven, but they get this reputation. I think they can save the world. But there are some millennials who have this like, I'm just not inspired to work right now type of attitude.
Yeah, right.
And they give everyone else a bad name, even if they're in the minority. And so he's also a product of Lucille, letting him live at home and not paying rent. Yeah. I freaking saw this other TLC show.
Can you say it?
She sells shows by the seashore.
Yeah.
Jay and Pamela. And it's these two people who have this very, very rare disorder that their bones break very easily.
And they're little.
They're under 4 feet tall, and they are in motorized wheelchairs all the time.
Yeah.
Even like they have to be strapped in with like special straps in the car, because if the car drives over a bump, they can break bones.
Ooh.
Like they've had 400 broken bones between them. Like, gosh. Guess what? They live with his mom. They are both working full time to save money to get their own place. They pay their parents rent. They pay rent.
Yeah.
To live at his house. I was screaming. I was like, but Greg can't pay rent because he needs to follow his bread dreams.
But he's not doing anything to make his bread dreams happen.
Hey,
go get a job at a bakery.
Around with a giant Tupperware container filled with bread.
No.
And no gloves and no hairnet.
No, we've already discussed how to make that a cuter delivery service. Yeah.
Way cuter. Also, he just always looks kind of greasy. And
he does look a little sweaty.
Like maybe he should try to take 2 showers a day. So anyway, Jay and Pamela, you're rocking it. And you're putting Greg to shame. So, but also Lucille, you did create this.
That's right. And it's up to her to like put her foot down on it. Be like, no, you have to get that. You have to take that state job.
Yeah.
Like you have to. Like,
and I understand that this is like that listener said, like part of the culture of like Italian, Jersey, New York guys, a little bit of a mama's boy. Some of them do live at home, but like they do have jobs and they might help their moms out around the house and pay rent or do something towards their future, you know?
Fold their own laundry.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, or maybe they don't. Like I know Vinny's mom on Jersey Shore does all of his cooking and like laundry for him, but he also makes a good fortune and I know he helps her out.
Currently?
He bought her a house. So
currently
he moved. He bought a place in the city, I think. And like he bought her a house. So like go look to Vinny, Greg.
Yeah. Vinny is your hero. Okay.
Yeah. Joey. I mean, see Joey. At least Joey had a job in his own place.
Oh,
Joey
yeah, totally.
Was a party animal / realtor, apparently, who oversleeps for flights. And
he moved to a whole different state. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He moved to
Florida. You're right. So, okay. So he didn't take this job because he wasn't passionate about it, which again, most people aren't, and you still have to make money.
That's right.
So, and I know we say that as podcasters, but we've also worked non-fun jobs as well.
Absolutely. Many.
To make ends meet.
Many non-fun jobs.
Yes. So she starts to cry at the supermarket in front of the Pop Secret, which should have been her happiest moment in America because I love me some microwave popcorn. So I would be very happy being like, who's Orville Redenbacher? And I'd be like, let me show you.
She cries very weird because when they were in the car like the day before and he was like, are you crying? She's like, like she doesn't do a cry face. She doesn't do a
cry laugh almost. It's like and she kind of hides her face. So he keeps having to like ask, are you crying? She would be very tricky on Dateline if she murdered her husband. I would be like having to stare at the screen and keep rewinding, like, are those real tears?
Are they real tears? Yeah, but she
Yeah,
does start crying in the popcorn department. Yeah.
she did for sure.
Mhm.
And he says, he feels really badly. I'm like, then take the job.
Right.
Can you call up the state and ask them, is it too late? And she says,
State of New York. Can
yeah.
you help me?
And she says, I'm really scared. I want to be secure and I have nothing here. So it's all up to you. And I don't want to be homeless and I don't want to have no food. And like, she's like, I see people like that in my country, very poor. And I worked very hard to not be like that. Like,
Mhm.
I had a lot of, like, she works for a nonprofit. She has a really good job.
Yeah.
And he says, I promise you, we'll always have food on the table because my mom will support us.
I was about to say, because you're living with your mom. Yeah, if it was
Yeah.
up to him, they'd have nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll never be houseless. We have my mom's house,
That's
you
right.
know?
She's gonna die soon. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So he says to us that the pressure he feels right now is tremendous.
I
Then
bet.
why did you turn down the job?
I don't know. I don't know.
And so the food is $70 and she's like shocked. And I was like, that's actually really cheap
I thought that's a
because
pretty good grocery bill.
it's a very good grocery bill. But they bought a lot of like veggies, like clean foods. I buy a lot of prepackaged foods
Mm.
that I think are much more expensive. Like my
Oh,
frozen dinners are probably add
are
up.
you getting them from Erewhon?
No, I go to what I don't even know what that is. That's that fancy schmancy, right? No, I go to Vaughn's or
Yeah. Okay.
occasionally Gelson's when I have a
Oh.
coupon, but I get it coupons in the mail. So they're just at this crux and I don't know what's going to happen, but I hope Joan needs to come in and not mother him and like Lucille's been doing and like crack the
Yeah.
whip.
Yeah.
She knows spreadsheets, she knows budgeting, she can do this. She can whip him into shape maybe.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think she's going to have to be like, I'm going to leave
Yeah.
if you don't, provide me the life of to which
Yeah.
I'm accustomed.
Uh-huh. And maybe get him to wash his hair.
That too. Stop eating so much bread.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Moving
eat all the
on.
bread you want. Did you say stop eating so much bread?
Well, he needs to sell the bread. Stop eating it.
Stop eating.
He needs to sell it. When I think about women who have inspired my makeup look, I think of people like Jennifer Aniston or even like Selena Gomez or Halle Berry. It's sort of a no makeup look for me. It's effortless and easy and not too overdone. That is my look. For over 10 years, Thrive Cosmetics has celebrated the strength and beauty of the women who inspire us most. But it's not just about makeup. It's a commitment to becoming your best self, to thrive in every moment, and to empower others to do the same. Thrive Cosmetics beauty products are certified 100% vegan and cruelty-free. They are made with clean, skin-loving ingredients, high-performance and trademark formulas, and uncompromising standards. Did you know that for every product purchased, Thrive Cosmetics donates products and funds to help communities thrive? You guys, in January, Thrive Cosmetics donated 100% of their net proceeds to support wildfire relief in Los Angeles. They raised an incredible $500,000 in one day to donate to the wildfire crisis in LA. You guys, that helped a lot of people. That's amazing. I love all the Thrive products. I love the mascara, but lately what I'm really digging is the Brilliant Eye Brightener. So it's an eyeshadow highlighter stick made to brighten and open your eyes, which will give you like an eye lift. You can apply it to the inner corner of your eyes. That's what I do to look arrested and effortless. Some people use it like right on the eye for a daytime glow, or if you get one of the darker shades, you can use it like a smoky eye look. It has a foolproof formula that makes it very easy to apply because I can do it. And they've got 28 shades. So I like the brightener to put it right in the corner of the eye to make your eye open up. But other people can use like a metallic shade for an eyeshadow. And it's very creamy. It just goes on so nice. So celebrate the women in your life with Thrive Cosmetics. It's luxury beauty that gives back. Right now, you can get an exclusive 20% off your first order at thrivecosmetics.com/pinkshade. Okay. Go to Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/pinkshade to get 20% off your first order.
You know what's music to dogs' ears? Delivery. Playtime. And Simparica Trio. Simparica Trio means getting outside and having fun, knowing your dog is protected. It's the first monthly chewable that protects dogs from heartworm disease, ticks and fleas, round and hookworms. This drug class has been associated with neurologic adverse reactions, including seizures. Use with caution in dogs with a history of these disorders. Be sure to tap to read the full prescribing information. Ask your veterinarian about Simparica Trio. Tap or visit SimparicaTrio.com to learn more.
Hey everyone, I'm Gypsy Rose Blanchard. So viewers will see in this season of Life After Lockup my struggles and mistakes I made, how I handled myself. I'm excited about motherhood. I get to share with my child the things that I didn't get to experience as a child myself. And Ken and I grow as a couple, seeing how we navigate parenthood, seeing how we navigate our relationship. It's gonna be great.
Gypsy Rose, Life After Lockup. New episode Monday at 9. Only on Lifetime.
Okay, moving on to Stevie and Maddie. So they arrive at her house in Hattiesburg. It's cute. And she
So
says,
cute. I felt
really
bad
cute.
because it's so much cuter than Jessica's house.
Well, it's the same, except for just better decor.
That's why I'm saying it's
Yeah.
so much cuter. I mean, even the boobs everywhere, so much cuter than the word art.
I'm trying to remember. I know we know Stevie's divorced, maybe twice. Does she have kids?
No.
Okay. I didn't think she had kids because I was like,
Wait, did she say I'm a single mom in the first episode?
I feel like in the first
I
episode,
think
but we don't.
she did say I'm a single mom, but we've heard
Where are
the children?
children?
Wow, I forgot about that.
And should you have so many boobs around your children?
They must be at the dad's.
I don't know. These are questions inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah, and I should have looked on her Insta because she keeps hosting like Ask Me Anything as the episodes are airing. So
Okay, I'm writing this down. Stevie,
next time I'm gonna ask.
Interview request. I'm just.
Oh, for sure.
I've
I told
already
you we're best friends already. Like she liked one of my comments.
I've already
And she laughed because people were making fun of how she pronounced Maddie's name because it's like not pronounced like that. And she said, you know, he's fine with it, like blah, blah, blah. And I responded, Joey couldn't even pronounce his fiance's name.
Yeah.
So you're doing great. And she laughed. She thought it was funny.
At least you got the correct letters.
Yeah.
Joey didn't have. Yeah. Now we're finally going to get to Stevie and Maddie.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. It's not your fault. Okay. Stevie and Maddie, here we go. They arrive at her house in Hattiesburg. It's very cute, even with the boobs. She says she knows he's a city boy, but she's excited about him coming to her house and you're seeing Hattiesburg and hopes he's going to feel at home. They walk in and it's kind of junky with paintings.
How close are they to New Orleans? Like, could they go visit?
Oh,
if
yeah.
He's bored of Hattiesburg? Okay.
I'm going to completely guess, but it's 2 hours under.
Okay.
Yeah. So they walk in and it's kind of junked up with paintings. It's like boobs, 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 more boobs. But these are paintings that she's doing or that she's practicing. And if you've ever lived with an artist like I have, my sister, they're always just stacked up everywhere, the paintings.
Yeah.
And he says, you know, coming from a country where you can be arrested for having naked girl pictures, it's hard for me to see them all over the house. I mean, it's like hard, like he's embarrassed. He feels uncomfortable. So she shows him the house. Here's our room. Here's the bathroom, whatever. And all of a sudden we get scary music and it's the cat.
It was so funny.
It is really like horror movie music.
It is. Yeah.
So it's the cat. He's never touched a cat. Cats live outside and he's scared of it. And after she's like, okay, it's fine. Like the cat just wants to rub your leg. Or so she picks up the cat and shows him the cat and he touches it. And she goes, how do you feel? And he goes, I think I have to go wash my hands. Like he felt bad about it, but
yeah, he did.
He was saying his truth. And the talking head, he says, in Iran, the cats live outside and you could get very sick from cats and it feels dirty and unclean to him. And like one time his mom got very sick from touching a cat.
When she was pregnant with him.
Yes.
That toxoplasmosis,
that's the thing. Yeah.
Where you can't pick up kitty litter.
Right. You can't touch kitty litter because of the poop.
Yeah.
So he sees a painting that she did of him, and he goes, I just didn't know you're just doing these paintings only, just like so many boobs. And she goes, well, you knew I was moving into the nudes or whatever. And in the talking head, he said, it's hard for me to see the artistic part of it because I know she's an artist, but now I'm kind of wondering if she's into women. Like, she's always told me she doesn't like men at all. She doesn't want to paint them. She doesn't want to be close to any men. So if she tells me she's bisexual, then I'm going to feel catfished and I'll lose all my trust in her. I was like, whoa, wow.
Wow, you just jumped to catfish.
Just jumped to catfish. Like, you've
Also,
seen her in person.
what would her goal in catfishing you be?
Removing you from your country and your family just to be mean?
Right, just to be a jerk.
So the next day, they're going to meet Dad later, but they're going to go see the town. So they're in the car. And I really love this part in 90 Day when somebody comes, because she's explaining like the rules of driving. Because he's like, what's this lane for? I don't understand. Because he's like, in my country, we don't have that. We don't have the lanes so you can get into turn or stop signs. I was like, I guess just people just willy-nilly go and they just cross their fingers. I don't know.
I don't know how that works.
God, there's another show that we saw. It was it was Patrick and Thais. Thank you. Patrick and Thais, and they were in Brazil is where she's from. And she was saying he was a bad driver in Brazil. And he was, because he stops at the stop signs.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, yeah, because they're stop. He's like, they're stop signs. She's like, you're not supposed to stop.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you are. Yeah. So,
well, and wherever Nicole and Mahmoud lived,
Egypt,
you couldn't, the people would just hit you with their cars. It was like, just stay out of the street because they're just coming.
And that's when he came and he kept just trying to cross the street in the middle of the street in LA. She's like, you have to go to the crosswalk.
Yeah.
He just thought the cars would go around him. I don't know.
Yeah.
So she shows him the downtown Hattiesburg area, which is really cute. She's like, and this is like a fun park, but in, probably Saturdays, they have a farmer's market and stuff. And they're looking at
it looks way more happening than Jessica's town, to be honest.
It is way more happening. It's a college town.
Yeah.
Like college there. I mean, yeah. And so she was like, these are, these restaurants or whatever. And he goes, oh my God, it's great. And he says, it's giving me vibe like decorations for a movie, like a movie set. Yeah, that was cute. He goes, like, you're going to open the doors. And they're not really going to be stores in there. This is really, I love this. I love somebody like, and I like the opposite side too, going to other countries and just the things that are so different. Right.
Yeah.
So she tells him, he
seems to like everything. It's totally the opposite of when someone like poor Jasmine in Michigan
or Mina
in New Hampshire.
Yeah. Or what are the people? And then they were on 90 Day and the girl, and they had the wedding and they live in Thailand and she's got the weird teeth and cries all the time. James and Tata.
There we go.
She was hated. Was it Maine or New Hampshire?
Oregon? Somewhere Pacific Northwest, I thought.
I thought it was,
but Maine. I could be wrong. Anyway, it was cold and rainy. And
she hated it. Hated it.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Just so many rabbit holes. Okay. So, so she is explaining that she told her dad about him coming, just right before. And she goes, remember how I told you that? And he goes, yeah. He goes, but the thing is that before that day, like I had never mentioned you at all. He's like, what? She goes, yeah, it wasn't like I was just telling him, hey, surprise, he's coming. It was like, hey, I have a boyfriend and he's coming and we're going to get married. It was like all at once, like crazy. And he goes, so you never told him you're in a relationship? And she goes, right. And he goes, nothing, not who I am, nothing. And she goes, And he goes, you had a whole year. This makes no sense to me. So she says, I know I should have told him, but he was going through so much and I was worried that he wouldn't accept you. And he goes, but if you were 100% sure about us, you would have told him. And they both have a good point. And he says, but now you've put me in a terrible position because now I'm super nervous, super anxious. And I know your dad follows the news. He knows a lot about the news. And I feel like I only have this one chance to make him feel good about me, but you made it like that. Now it's really difficult for me.
Yeah.
And he's right.
Yeah.
She should have been saying all along, I'm dating this guy, but probably she didn't want anybody in her family to, well, her mom and her sisters knew. She didn't want her dad to have an opinion and try to talk her out of it.
Yeah.
So the Talking Head, he says, I'm worried now about starting my life in America based on these lies. My biggest fear coming to the United States is being accepted. If people only hear evil things about your country, why would they accept you? I'm worried her family won't accept me, and I don't know how she could do this to me. That's it.
I mean, people have done this since the beginning of time on this show. Is not tell people till the day before. I'm heading to the airport to pick up my fiance.
Yeah.
What?
Oh.
You have a fiance?
Where are they from? From Michigan or something? No. They're from Egypt.
Yeah.
Huh? Huh?
How long have you been with them? 3.5 years. What?
Crazy.
They have 5 children. We're going to be bringing them over, and I'll be
Mm-hmm.
raising them as my own.
Yeah.
What?
No, everything's fine. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. They couldn't come last month because they were waiting on the visa for their dog.
Yeah.
So the dog's coming too. Yeah.
You know what's music to dogs' ears? Delivery. Playtime. And Simparica Trio. Simparica Trio means getting outside and having fun, knowing your dog is protected. It's the first monthly chewable that protects dogs from heartworm disease, ticks and fleas, round and hookworms. This drug class has been associated with neurologic adverse reactions, including seizures. Use with caution in dogs with a history of these disorders. Be sure to tap to read the full prescribing information. Ask your veterinarian about Simparica Trio. Tap or visit SimparicaTrio.com to learn more.
Are your ulcerative colitis symptoms proving difficult to manage? Tremfya guselkumab can help you manage the cycle of UC symptoms. At 1 year, many patients taking Tremfya achieved clinical remission, and some patients also achieved endoscopic remission. Individual results may vary. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor if Tremfya can help you manage the cycle of UC symptoms. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Hey everyone, I'm Gypsy Rose Blanchard. So viewers will see in this season of Life After Lockup my struggles, the mistakes I made, how I handled myself. I'm excited about motherhood. I get to share with my child the things that I didn't get to experience as a child myself. And Ken and I grow as a couple, seeing how we navigate parenthood, seeing how we navigate our relationship. It's gonna be great.
Gypsy Rose, Life After Lockup. New episode Monday at 9. Only on Lifetime.
Right.
All right. Let's move on to, speaking of Jessica and Juan.
And baby David, who apparently sleeps in the bed with them. Why? He has a crib.
I did notice the pack and play was filled with clothes.
Okay.
The pack and play is next to the bed. It is a place where they hang their clothes. Yes.
They could have had some privacy if she would just put the baby in the crib.
Again, if she hasn't trained the baby to sleep in the crib, then the baby can't just all of a sudden sleep in the crib. Yeah.
That's true. So Juan is sleeping in. Jessica is making him some undercooked eggs because that's the way he likes them, which is how you get salmonella. And she puts the eggs, a pile of scrambled eggs, next to a whole banana on the plate. And the
breakfast.
The whole plate is just yellow.
Yeah.
And it's like she's used to cooking for toddlers, which makes sense. But she doesn't even cut up the banana. It's just literally unpeels the banana and sets it on the plate next to the eggs. It's very strange. So she wakes him up to give him this. And it's unclear if the kids are at school or not, because she keeps saying they were so tired from like our late night, but now we have privacy. So I'm guessing they were at school.
So has the baby gone to daycare? Because normally she'd be going to work.
Right. I don't understand. So they cuddle in bed and they're like, we finally have alone time. And I was like, you just ate a plate of eggs and bananas and now you were going to make out. Okay.
You might want to wait for that to process and also wait for the cameraman to leave.
Exactly. Because you don't have privacy because there's a camera crew there.
Mhm.
So it's unclear. I don't think they actually did anything.
I don't either.
And so, but he's happy they got a little cuddle session in and a little banana breath session. And so then Jessica is going to take him on a tour of the town, and she's like, shows him the house that she grew up in, and he's like, wow, it reminds me of the Prince of Bel-Air. So big. And then she drives him down Main Street, and it's like, wah, wah.
Yeah. A lot of things are closed.
A
Yeah.
lot of it definitely looks hard hit by the economy
Mhm.
and other things that have plagued many towns across America. It's like a
Mhm.
lot of boarded up windows and
Yeah.
signs that don't work. And she is like, well, we have 6 restaurants, which actually I thought was a lot for a town of 6,000. But
I do too.
that I was like, oh, that's okay. So there's 3 Mexican restaurants, 1 Chinese food restaurant, and 2 American. I have so many questions about the Chinese food restaurant and the Mexican restaurant. Like,
And why so many?
why so many Chinese food restaurants? I mean,
Mhm.
Mexican restaurants. Who runs the Chinese food restaurant?
Mhm.
Are they Chinese? Or
Uh-huh.
is it the same question with the Mexican restaurants? Like,
Mhm.
are they authentic? Like,
Mhm.
or is it, and why are there 3 Mexican restaurants? It does seem to be
Is one of them Taco Bell?
right.
Right.
Is one of them Taco Bell?
Mhm.
Yeah, I just have a lot of questions. So Juan is just staring because he's like, when I'm on the cruise, every port that you get off, there's a million different restaurants. And he says, she goes, well, look, there's the gym. And he looks in and there's one person in it. And he's like, okay, I'm excited for the gym. And she says, maybe I'll get you into board games. And he goes, well, like bingo? Is there bingo here? And she's like, there's bingo. There's bingo. We can do bingo.
Because he's used to being on the cruise ship where they have bingo all the time.
Bingo. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
which is my favorite thing to do on a cruise.
in his talking head, he starts doing like a fake tourist ad. He's like, Torrington, one of the best places for living. There's one movie theater that plays old movies, Dracula, The Grinch. But what's better than a classic movie? There's a lot of cows. If you like cows, you can visit the farmer. Come to Torrington, Wyoming. I invite you. It was so funny.
It was really funny. We saw a fun personality there. Yeah.
He is very fun.
Yeah.
And then he smells the cow poop and she's like, I don't even smell it.
He's like, I just got a whiff. I just
You
got a
get
whiff.
used to it.
Yeah.
And he says, this is just going to be very different from my cruise life. And she says, no, I don't think it's that different. I mean, on a cruise, you have like 1,000 workers. And so that's kind of like living in a small town. And he's like, what? And he goes, but people come and they go, and like people come and work for a few months and then they leave. Also, every single week you get new visitors on board. So it's not the same at all.
Some of them you have sex with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, I mean, on the cruise ship, you only have like one bar, and here we have way more bars. And he's like, okay. And she says, gets very defensive. She's like, I don't even know everyone in this town. I mean, I don't know all 6,000 people. I know like 500 people. We've been walking down Main Street and I haven't seen anyone I know. You haven't seen anyone, period. There's like no one in that town.
It's like Sunday morning at 8 a.m. and everybody's at church or something.
Yeah. Also, I don't think that's like a great argument that you don't know everyone. I don't think she's hitting it. And he goes, I think she's wrong and she doesn't want to accept it, that this is very different. And she needs to just admit that they are not the same things and that this will be an adjustment for me. And
yeah, I mean, they still have to live there. There's no choice.
Yeah.
So she should just say, you're right. This is going to be an adjustment. It's a rough place to live. Yeah.
Instead of just negating everything he says. And he says, we all know this is not the same except her. So I love, he's like, we all, like the audience as well. Mary Payne and Kimberly also know.
The collective we.
Yeah. Yes. So they go to a bar that night to meet her friends. She's criticizing every shirt he puts on. because she's nervous because her friends are going to grill him. But it's also going to make him nervous, and he's pretty chill. But she's like, no, not that shirt. No, not this. And there's gonna be some like work friends there that haven't met him, but also Megan, her friend Megan, that came with her as a babysitter essentially when they went to go visit him. And she quizzed him about his alleged cheating. So he's like, okay, so Megan's gonna be there and being all negative in front of all your other work friends who don't know me. That feels like a setup. And she's like, it's fine. Positivity. It's going to be great. Again, like he says, I think you know what I'm saying, which makes me think like she does negate his feelings a lot and like try to put a positive spin on it instead of just going, you're right. It could be awkward. Like,
just stand your ground. She might be a bitch. I can't do anything about it. Yeah.
So they go to the bar. They all seem very welcoming. Megan even gives him a hug. But he's worried that Megan already muddied the waters by saying things about him and they're just being polite. But I think they seem pretty nice. They all seem nice to him.
And the one guy says like, hola, Juan. He's like, Spanish. Yeah.
Spanish. And then Jessica toasts to Juan finally getting to America. And she says after 3.5 years. And Megan goes, yeah, only 3.5 years. It's fine. And I was like, what? Was that a dig? Like, was it his fault that it took so long?
I don't know.
He didn't want to come.
Megan's a hater.
Megan's a hater. Yeah. So they tell him they want him to eat Rocky Mountain oysters, which are bull testicles. And they fully explain what they are to him. They do not try to trick him.
I like that.
What's his face's sister-in-laws?
Pedro's?
No.
They did chicken feet? No.
No. The guy, he moved there so he could surf and they built a bar. And then,
Evelyn.
Yeah.
Corey.
Yeah, there we go. So they, he tries, he's like, I don't know if it sounds gross, but it's their culture and I don't want to be rude, unlike everyone else on 90 Day Fiance. So I'm going to try them. And he tries a tiny bite and he says, it tastes like chicken nuggets. And they didn't look round. They looked very flat. Like,
I don't want to talk about this. It's gross.
Okay, so he says, everyone was so happy that I tried them. Like I just won the World Cup. So they're all sitting at the bar, which is super weird because there's like 8 of them. And you can only talk to the person next to you. And there are empty tables behind them. So now Juan is sitting in between Jessica and Megan and can't talk to any of these other friends that like are there to meet him. And I know it's better for the camera if they're at the bar, but still, I didn't like it. And so she's like, how are you? And he's like, fine. So you know what's coming. And he's like, oh my God. And Jessica's like not paying attention. And she goes, Megan says, you need to answer my questions now. And like, so rude. And she says, you know, girls have intuition. I feel like you cheated. You need to answer my questions. And she pulls in another girlfriend to also quiz him. So the girlfriend, she has told like everyone about the cheating. Yeah. And Juan says, you know, that's my private life. And then Juan says to us, Jess and I have talked privately a long time ago, and she made her choice, which is to us means that he did cheat and she forgave him. Like that's what I read it as.
And that's between the two of them.
Yeah. And so Megan is like, I need to know. And, you know, she really loves you. You need to prove to me how much you love her. It's like, are you her father? Like, what is going on? Like,
but did you notice that Jessica's sitting there like this? With a big smile on her face. Jessica's watching the whole thing with a smile on her face.
She's not at all like helping him out at all. And so he says, well, I do love her. And I think I proved it because I left my entire life to come here.
Right.
Where there is 3 Mexican restaurants for no reason. and I just ate bull testicles. So like,
what else do you want? What else do you want from me? Yeah.
So then Jessica kind of joins the conversation. She's like, how's it going? And they're just staring at each other, Juan and Megan, like glaring, like, it's fine. And then Megan says, you still haven't answered my question. What happened on the cruise? And it was just like, why do you get to know? Like, I get that it's girl code. I totally
Yeah.
get that. And you want to protect your friends. Like, but she's being so aggressive and acting like she is owed this information.
Yeah.
And so, like, she's a little much. And so she's like, answer my question. And he goes, fine, I messed up. And Megan's like, what? How? What did you do? Did you sleep with that girl? And Juan isn't saying anything. And then Jessica's not saying anything. And then Juan goes, I did. And Megan looks like she's been slapped in the face, like she has been personally cheated on.
It's nothing to do with her.
Nothing to do with you. And Jessica isn't saying anything because she already knew. And I think that's what's going to piss off Megan more, is that she didn't know sooner. And like, Jessica knew, even though it's Jessica's man,
right,
that did it. And again, I get it. If it was my friend, I'd be really pissed. But like,
and also probably Jessica's been talking about this for 2 years, and then found out found out the truth, and then never told Megan. I found out the truth. You may not agree with it, but we are staying together. I have forgiven him. She never told Megan that part of the story.
Totally.
Which doesn't mean Megan's going to accept it or not or whatever, but she never followed up when she got the answer. She just was letting Megan wonder, which is her fault.
Totally. This is her fault, I think. Yeah. So next week, this is going to be good.
It's going to be good. Now we can move on to Matt and Amani and Ani.
Good job.
Ani. This is so stupid. I'm so annoyed with these people, and that's why I put them last.
Yeah.
So they're going to be the fastest. Yeah, the thrups. So they're walking around looking for Ani. They haven't seen her in 6 weeks. Well, that's on you. She lives 45 minutes away. If you haven't seen her in 6 weeks, that's a you problem.
Yeah.
Okay? We don't feel sorry for you. They said that they hope this will be their last trip so far away before they start the K-1 visa process. The last time they're going to have to make this journey, Kimberly.
The last time we have to board this ship and do a cross-Atlantic crossing.
I mean, it's
to
so
Tijuana.
far. So the talking head, Ani says, I invited them here so they can see the culture and get to know more about Mexico. Don't they go every weekend? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
No one's really wearing a mask. Some people have the full face makeup like the Day of the Dead, but nobody's really wearing a mask like it's Eyes Wide Shut.
No, they're going to a masquerade party or something.
Yeah. But people are fully staring at the cameras like, what's going on? Am I going to get caught by my wife that I'm down here in Tijuana?
Yeah.
Don't put the camera on me. They see each other. They all kiss and they hug. They find some people in full costume with the stuff, and those people are like, oh, so what are you guys doing together? Oh, we're girlfriends and boy. What? I'm so mad about this whole fake thing that that's all I wrote. I'm mad. I'm bullet pointing these notes. So then we get a talking head of the three of them together with Ani in the middle. Yeah. All the time, people are looking at us, trying to figure out what's going on. And Ani goes, I think she likes it. And Amani goes, I like it. She does. She likes the whole thing. Did you notice almost the entire time in this three-way talking head, Amani talks 90% of the time.
Yeah.
And she goes,
signed them up for the show.
Yes.
This is why she's doing this. Yeah.
She goes, I do like it. People can't imagine it that we're together. They sexualize it so much. You're sexualizing it, you weirdo.
Yeah.
And Amani goes, the whole thing with being
also your husband sexualizing it in the tight ass pants he's wearing. Those are the tightest pants I've ever seen a man wear. The outline of his phone, it's like going to rip the fabric.
Okay. At least this, okay. Not the outline, something else. Okay.
No.
So Amani says, I like it. I like it. I like the attention. She goes, it's so rewarding to be polyamorous. It's so rewarding, but it can be complicated and it can be hard on us and our children. And Ani says, I just am so glad you're here. I want to show you my culture and my world and my family. And they're all.
So let's go to the hotel room.
Yeah. So they're all saying, I miss you. I miss you. Blah, 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 three-way kiss. I kiss you, you kiss me, then I kiss your head, and then I kiss her head. And then we had
first.
The women kiss first. And
they are just way more into it, I think.
And then they're like, let's go back to the hotel. So Ani and Matt lay on the bed, and Amani gives her some new lingerie. Ooh. And the first thing Ani says is, oh, he's going to like it. And he's like, yeah. So
Guys are the ones sexualizing this by
it's,
having a camera crew filming as you're laying in bed together giving lingerie.
so they snuggle, and I was right. It's Matt, and then Ani faces Matt, and then Amani comes behind her and spoons her.
No, Amani jumps in the middle.
She did?
She jumps in the middle.
Oh, okay. Because it's all about her.
It's all about her.
Yeah.
The two women are dressed very similarly in like a similar color palette. So it was hard to tell. But yes.
Yeah. We do know that Amani is pretty short compared to
Yes,
Ani.
very short. Yeah.
And the talking head, Matt and Amani say, this is hard on us with this throuple because this is the first time we've had a third that we've been serious about. There's a lot to it. It's a lot to think about. That's all I wrote because I hate these people and I can't believe I have to recap them for a whole season.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I chose them. Okay.
We can switch.
Well, it's all right. All right. Next time on Sarper lands in the United States and there's a house cow named Ribeye, huh? Whose house has a cow in it?
Well, when Jenny arrived with Sumit, he got her a house cow, but that's the only time we've ever seen that. I've never seen that in LA.
No, but that was for, religious purposes.
Right. It was like a blessing on the house. So is that why she's doing it?
No.
I don't understand. Does someone own a pet cow?
I think they do, and its name is Ribeye, which is pretty disrespectful.
Very disrespectful. That's like having a chicken and it's named Wings or something.
Come here, tenders. Come on, chicken.
I don't like that.
Come here, Nugget. Okay, so then he goes to Shekinah's house or whatever, and we see her esthetician studio in her bottom floor, maybe?
Yeah, like taking up the whole living room.
But I couldn't tell if that was like a basement apartment, and then she does client coming through the bottom floor. And he's saying, oh, I thought the house would be bigger. Okay, you live in a one-bedroom apartment.
What? That's so rude.
Covered in fluids. Okay.
Yeah.
Aaliyah cries as she's telling Sean about her K-1 visa meeting. We're not fooled for it. You already showed us they had a wedding and she's in the States.
Mm-hmm.
Megan cries as Megan, Jessica's friend, cries as she talks to Juan, who has admitted cheating. The whole time, Jessica's like, huh? Smiling, watching the whole thing.
Yeah.
And the talking head Juan goes, she's asking about everything. Does she want my phone too? I'm tired of this. Good, Juan. Stick up for yourself.
Stick up for yourself. I don't approve of cheating, but
and then
I don't like this girl, Megan.
No, I don't either. And then Megan asks a question and Jessica says something like, no, I haven't been perfect either. And then kind of she's like, and Megan goes, yeah, with your ex-boyfriend. And Juan's like, what?
So apparently she maybe cheated with her ex.
Maybe. We don't know. We'll find out next week.
You don't need to be all on Juan's business because she cheated too.
Right. Then Stevie takes Maddie to her dad's house, and it looks like they're having a nighttime bonfire. And as they walk up, he's like, yeah, I'm nervous. And all the people that are standing around the bonfire are like, he should be. And they laugh. And then again, Dad says, for the second time, is he going to make you wear a jihad?
Just someone correct him.
Somebody
please.
correct him.
Someone correct him.
You're off. You got to just flip those letters. Hijab. Yeah. All right. Ani and Matt are in the bathtub and Amani gets in. And Ani, well, they're not the bathtub, they're hot tub rather. And Ani says, yesterday when you were asleep, he had sex with me. Okay. And he goes, oh, I just thought because we were all there, it was okay. But Amani is pissed. She's pissed. And in the talking head, Amani says,
shouldn't that have been a rule that they should have
figured that out? Yeah. Talking head, Amani says, when we're in the group together, every moment counts when we're in a relationship. So like basically if they went off and did that alone, that was taking time away from me. Well, I don't know. Are you doing 3 ways? We're not sure what's happening.
Yeah. You weren't there.
You weren't there. You got to make the rules beforehand. we saw what happened with that Siki sister wife with Garrick, and he had braced this girl, and then he had his wife, and Danielle got upset. Big wife and little wife.
Yeah.
Okay. Mark talks with Jordan, his daughter, and he's talking with Jordan and Mina. And like, you guys got to get along. And Mina is like rolling her eyes. Like, she does not want to have this conversation. And Jordan goes, I just feel kind of awkward. And then later she tells Mina, you're here and having babies. And so how do I know you're not just with my dad for his money? Which is a fair question. And Mina says, I think you're a snake and you're not coming to my wedding.
I don't think she understands what a snake is, but
I don't either.
I don't think that's right.
She thinks she's, I don't know. I mean, maybe Mina's like, you're trying to take his money. But I mean, okay, that's his daughter.
Yeah.
Where's the brother? We need the brother to, what's his name?
It's like
was
Cash.
John? No, I thought it was John.
Jack.
That's right.
There
Close. So
yeah.
Close. Jordan and Jack. Okay. Now we've gone long on this episode. So I want you to tell the people about your coverage of the Laurie Daybell situation on Dateline. When does it come out on the free? When does it come out on Patreon Supercast? We need to know. We all need to listen.
It'll come out hopefully Tuesday on the Patreon, but sometimes we run late, and Wednesday on our regular feed. Yeah.
How long is it? Is it long?
It's really long, like quite long, but it'll be cut down. But the recording was like 2.5 hours. Yeah.
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 And Katie will edit it. But yeah, I bet you guys had a lot to say.
We had a lot to say.
A lot to say. I can't wait. I can't wait. So that's Date with Dateline, you guys. That's a podcast where they cover Dateline, and that was must-see TV. So go watch that on Peacock if you haven't, and then listen to A Date with Dateline. I'd love for you to get Keith on just to talk about it.
Yeah, we should ask him to come on again.
Just to discuss that particular episode.
Yeah.
Because again, he went on their honeymoon with them.
I know.
He was there. He was there.
In a Jeep. Yeah.
He was in the Jeep with his white hair flying in the wind. It was amazing television. Everybody follow Kimberly and Katie on, like I said, A Date with Dateline. You could follow them on Instagram at @DateDateline. You guys still covering Yellow Jackets? Is that started up?
Yes, we did one episode, and we're going to do another one hopefully this coming Sunday on YouTube. A Date with K&K.
Okay. And I'm not caught up on Yellow Jackets, but if I'm caught up by then, I'd love to join.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. They're covering that, guys. YouTube, A Date with K&K. And you know where you can follow me at Pink Shade Pod. And guys, a thing that I need to ask for, and do it for Kimberly and Katie, do it for any podcast you like. Go and hit the 5 stars. It's free.
Yeah.
It helps podcasts. I'm not just saying for me, but I would like it for me. But just for any podcast you like, if you hit that 5 stars, and sometimes you can even write like one sentence. You don't have to.
Yeah.
And it really helps other people find the podcast. Somebody who's looking for true crime, A Date with Dateline may not always pop up, and the extra stars will help. And same with me, same with everybody else. And so just letting you know, that's a free way you can support your favorite podcast. Okay?
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks. And I'll be talking to you next week again about this show and The Baldwins, the best show on television.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
I won't let my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis symptoms define me.
Emerge as you. In 2 clinical studies, Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, provided 90% clear skin at 16 weeks in 7 out of 10 adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. In a study, nearly 7 out of 10 patients with 90% clear skin at 16 weeks were still clear at 5 years. At 1 year and thereafter, patients and healthcare providers knew that Tremfya was being used. This may have increased results. Results may vary.
Serious allergic reactions may occur. Tremfya may increase your risk of infections and lower your ability to fight them. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms of infection, including fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough. Tell your doctor if you had a vaccine or plan to.
Emerge as you. Learn more about Tremfya, including important safety information at tremfya.com or call 1-877-578-3527. See our ad in Food & Wine magazine. For patients prescribed Tremfya, cost support may be available.
Hey everyone, I'm Gypsy Rose Blanchard. So viewers will see in this season of Life After Lockup my struggles, the mistakes I made, how I handled myself. I'm excited about motherhood. I get to share with my child the things that I didn't get to experience as a child myself. And Ken and I grow as a couple, seeing how we navigate parenthood, seeing how we navigate our relationship. It's gonna be great.
Gypsy Rose, Life After Lockup. New episode Monday at 9. Only on Lifetime.
Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.